Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Guys, tonight's review is going to be pretty short. Got some family in from out of town, and just want to get a little review on here. I was recently in Bevmo here in town, and just looking around, getting some ideas, and the sales associate came up to me, and his name's Gideon. Gideon came up to me, and we started talking whiskey. All kinds of whiskey, and he asked me if I'd ever tried this kind right here, Cooper's Mark. Don't get it confused with Cooper's Craft because it's a different whiskey. But he asked me if I'd ever had this before. I told him no. I've seen this several times at Bevmo, only at Bevmo really, and it's same price every time, $24.99 a bottle, and I've passed on it just because it doesn't really catch my eye. I don't know. I mean, it got 89 points at some liquor competition, spirits competition. I'm not sure which one, but it got 89 points. And Gideon told me that this is really good stuff. Try it out, see what you think, and hope to see your review on there. So I told him I'd try it out for him, and as you can see, I've tried this out before. A little bit missing from the bottle here, but just wanted to get this on here tonight, and I'll tell you why after I tell you what I think about it. This whiskey is from Minnesota, guys. It's got a cork for anybody who likes the cork. Do a little pour. All right. It's from Minnesota, though, as I said. Let's see, where in Minnesota? From Princeton, Minnesota. Produced and bottled by Cooper's Mark Whiskey Company. It's 91 proof. It doesn't say a whole lot, and you can't find too much information about it on online. But it does say uniquely handcrafted from specially selected barrels for a superior smooth flavor. And genuine Cooper's Mark small batch bourbon whiskey. I don't know, the bottle's okay, guys. I mean, the shape reminds me of a Woodford Reserve, or, there's a few others that have this kind of bottle shape. But as I said, it just didn't really catch my eye too much in the past. I mean, I saw it, I would see it, and just decided to pass on it. And there are so many whiskeys I've heard about and wanted to try out before, and I usually wait on something like this until somebody says they'd like me to try it out, and then I'll give it a try. But as I said, I don't have too much more information on this. It's a blend of 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and 6-year-old barrels. So whiskey between 4 and 6 years old. I'm not sure what the mash bill is on this. It's a pretty light color in the glass. Very light color in the glass. Just a straight gold color. Even nose. And on the nose, guys, it doesn't have a bad nose at all. It doesn't. But it's funny. I mean, it's whiskey 4 to 6 years old, but it smells pretty young. It's got a very young scent to it. Very grainy. I get a lot of maltiness to this. Some light fruit flavors. Maybe a little bit of apple in this. But a lot of maltiness. I get some, as I said, some other grain too, but it is very grainy and on the nose. I kind of thought about this being made in Minnesota, and it's a little bit reminiscent of a Scotch, I don't want to say cheap, but on the cheaper side, blended Scotch whiskey. It's got a little bit of that kind of nose to it. being made in Minnesota, it had me thinking, it doesn't, I feel like sometimes the warmer weather in Kentucky or Tennessee, I know they get cold weather too sometimes, but the warmer weather in a lot of these states, I feel kind of, does, some good things to the aging process. But being in a cold state like Minnesota, this, to me, it just comes off more as like a blended Scotch. Just colder weather like you would have in, Scotland or, regions where they make Scotch whiskey. So definitely has more of a Scotch nose to it than it does a bourbon nose to it, really. It's, a blended Scotch. It does not smell like your typical regular bourbon. It really doesn't. So that's about it, guys. I mean, maltiness, as I said, some fruitiness, maybe a little honey to it. Not a whole lot of oak, maybe a little bit of vanilla, tiny, like just a touch of vanilla. Take a taste. Okay, guys, on the palate, you get more of those fruity notes, a hit of maltiness, a little bit of honey. You do get a little bit of a burn to it. A little bit of that youthfulness. Excuse me, a little bit of that youthfulness, and that's really the main thing I get going on with this. Let's take another taste. Maybe a little floral in there. Guys, I'll be honest with you. This whiskey just isn't for me. It doesn't really suit my palate very well. This is one that I will probably take over to my in-laws' house and make mixed drinks with. I think this would be good, to mix with something simple like a 7 and 7. If you want to try it out, another cocktail, go for it. This is one of those rare whiskeys that I review that I will not be keeping around to sit and eat. I have too many other options right now, just to be honest with you, of things that I enjoy more than this. And I'm not knocking this whiskey. I'm really trying not to knock this whiskey because I don't hate it. I really don't. It's just not for me. For people who enjoy the lighter, kind of like just lighter notes, lighter fruit notes, those honey notes, more of a maltiness, you might like this. Try it out if you can find it. I personally would not spend. It wasn't that expensive. It was $24.99. I would not spend $25 on this again. But if it sounds like something up your alley, go for it, guys. But at the same time, if you can find it, if you see it at a bar or somewhere, where you can try it out first for a few bucks, I'd go that way. See what you think about it. I'm gonna rate this out at a 78 out of 100. Again, not a bad whiskey. Not for me. It's just not one that I could just sit down and enjoy. I have, between, the Wild Turkey rare breed that I just reviewed not too long ago. A lot of whiskeys even that are way lower in price than this. Evan Williams Black Label, I would drink before this. A lot of whiskeys that are considered bottom shelf whiskeys, I would probably drink before this. So just my own personal palate. Try it out if you guys find it. Again, it's Cooper's Mark. It's not Cooper's Craft. Keep that in mind. I feel like some of these whiskeys, you know, they start sounding the same. When I first saw this, you know, a while back, I thought it was Cooper's Craft, and I was like, wait a minute, Cooper's Mark, what's that? And it just, you know, Cooper's Craft, from what I hear, I've never had Cooper's Craft, but I hear that it's very good stuff. So I'll try that if I can find it, but I haven't seen it around here. So that's it for this one, guys. 78 out of 100. I'm going to be reviewing, I have several lined up right now. I don't want to give away too many surprises, but I have one that has been highly recommended to me by my friend Adam from the Whiskey Wasteland. Adam is, you know, if you guys haven't seen his channel yet, please check him out. He's very, very good. And, you know, he has a lot of good things to say about, you know, he's piqued my interest with a lot of whiskeys that, you know, he reviews them. And I'm like, wow, I need to find this stuff. And one that he reviewed not too long ago sounded great, and I finally found it. And it was also recommended by a few other subscribers. And I'm looking forward to reviewing that soon. There are also a few others that I will get on here at some point. One that I may wait a little while on because it's I have something in mind for it, so may wait a little bit. But guys, plenty of reviews to kind of be announced. Looking forward to talking to you guys soon. I have a lot of ideas going on right now. I can't wait to share them with you guys. So that's it for now. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And yeah, just stay tuned, guys. I'll be back on soon. And that's it for now. Till next time, cheers.